Welcome back to Let's Play Populous, the beginning. On the last episode, we ended the reign of the Dakini and the Chumara. Next is the Maytak, who has not really gone out of their way to attack me, so I do feel kind of bad for having to do this. But I will make it as quick as possible for them. Good gracious. Well, like I said, I would try to make it as quick and painless and most as untraumatic as I can. You've reached the maximum size of your tribe and your huts cannot breed any more braves. That's the first time in the whole game I've seen that. But yeah, the 200 has been reached. And in this case, since there's no shaman, it can actually add up to 200, not including the... I mean, since there's no shaman, it doesn't have to worry about it counting that. Let's see. Turn off that. Trying to speed up my mana generation a bit. Totally not just stalling for time. Oh, crud. What just happened? What just happened? They managed to get warriors into the middle of town. Wow, they're brave. Okay, that's it. Can you? There we go. You know what? I've tried to be nice to you people. Keep throwing warriors at me, though. I'm totally not stalling for time so that we can have 200 fire warriors. I need elevator music. Stat! Oh, the ultimate turret over here. Can you? They just instantly fly away into the sunset. He just takes one step towards them and you just hear thump as all of them fire at once. Darn it, I lost that one person that had me pushed to, what the, 188 of 181. I lost a building. How dare me. How dare me miss a building. How dare me miss a building is all I can. Now I remember why I just made an army of fire warriors. Once you pass a certain threshold, That happens. $190. As long as they come single file, you can handle them, but like warriors and stuff in a group can still outmatch them. There we go. Come on. 196. $199. Okay, so 199 is going to be the limit there. Oh well, it'll work. It'll work. He just made it into the mosh pit and exploded. I swear I don't know what happened to him. He was just walking along harmlessly, and then suddenly fire, and then he flew away like a rocket. He made it back home and then exploded. I gained so much amusement out of that. If you could get them all to fire off in sequence, I'd love to see how far you could launch somebody if you got them to rapid fire one by one, so that it would hit like pump, 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 pump through the air. But it'd be really hard to set that up. Like a multi-stage rocket with fireball. Two warriors. $197. $199. There we go. Okay, now the fun can commence. Oh no, they built another boat hut. Oh, too bad for them.
Haratanka, Lakai, Lakai, Dasan. Shoka.
Come on, 3, 2, 1, 0. And here is my old standby method for winning levels. Fiery Doom! Nothing can survive. Oh, that was person. Also fun if you just tell them to stand somewhere. They partition themselves out. In priests stand in a slightly different pattern, but warriors and fire warriors stand in a certain pattern, and I think that might be the last of them.
Noctan.
Oops. Well, we did get 200 people. That one person's so glad that he survived. And that's the end of the game. 56,920 enemy followers. I lost 92 of mine. That makes me sad. And that's the credits. And that's been a Populous the beginning. If you're a fan of the RTS genre, or of God games in general, or just curious, I recommend trying it. It's from 1998. There's probably places to download it by now. I mean, even legitimately speaking, company's not making it anymore. Bullfrog is no longer in business, and it's probably going to be hard to find a physical disc via eBay or other things, but you can always check. It's one of the games I spent a lot more time playing in my childhood than I legitimately should have, but it's really fun, and you can spend a lot of time deconstructing just how everything works. And it still has an active multiplayer community if you are into that sort of thing. I have really no complaints about it, aside from I do see that it's difficult to make a really good balance when combining the RTS and the God game genre. Because, like you see, I can just kind of steamroll through with just a massive army, or be patient and just constantly spam spells, morphing the terrain until that it's just unlivable for the AI. I would love to see what current day AIs, what the in-game, I know they're not real AIs, but I'd love to see what current game design could come up with if they tried to do this sort of thing. And I don't have it muted, there's no music in the background for the credits. I would love to see what current game designers could come up with if they attempted to use this sort of thing to make a new game. I just don't see it happening, because for some reason this particular combination just didn't catch on and is one of those games that's a cult classic. Like System Shock 2, it's popular, superbly popular to a certain group of people, but is not greatly in the public eye. I know System Shock 2 is an odd example because BioShock did years later pick up where it left off design-wise, but for a long time it was kind of just one of those games you hear about. Like there's certain movies that you hear about that certain people are to die for over it, and other people just kind of, cult classic. Certain people like it, and those people that like it really like it. I believe there is also a map editor and a bunch of third-party tools to really dig into this game. There's also a second series of levels that continue from here that are a legitimate expansion called Undiscovered Worlds. It picks up right after this level with the shaman's young apprentice, who then takes on the role of shaman and leads the tribe through her own series of levels. I have not completed it. I've played through most of it. But it's more or less a bunch of challenge levels that they've added a plot to. No complaints there, just that if you do look into playing it, make sure you get a version with the Undiscovered Worlds version. Undiscovered Worlds Edition. Also, there is a Direct 3D version and a non-Direct 3D software-based version. On newer operating systems, the Direct 3D version can be buggy. I'm using the software version. Actually, come to think of it, GOG.com, I believe, has an upgraded version of Populous that comes with the software Direct 3D version and also the Undiscovered Worlds, so be sure to look there. Someone recently told me that I can get a copy of the original System Shock upgraded for current operating systems from there, so they probably do have a lot of these older games up for very reasonable prices, so I would recommend looking there. At this point, I'm just kind of rambling because the credits are still going. But if you've watched this far, thank you. It really means a lot. I don't imagine many people are going to watch this, but if you did, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to do a variety of games. I'm still early on in all of this. I've got a lot of games backlogged, and a lot of games, well, a few games on my list of games in the future to do. I am debating on doing Battle Realms as my next RTS because it has a pretty good plot and is a game I really enjoy. My only issue is that one of the tribes you don't get to play as in standard campaign and can play in custom games. But I may look into that because that could be pretty fun. Doing the RTS, and since it has a plot, it could be an interesting one. Could always use this as an excuse to find out what these Warcraft games are all about. I've played StarCraft, but not Warcraft. That's ironic. But yeah, Populous is definitely one of my old favorites. It's really too bad Bullfrog went out as a company because they were producing a lot of games that were really creative like this. I believe they also worked on Dungeon Keeper, which for a few faults I have with the system was a very fun game. I don't like not having direct control over minions. I like to have that real-time strategy control, not leaving them to their own AI, and not having control over which minions spawn was the big problem I had with Dungeon Keeper. They spawned based off what type of dungeon you had built, and it's kind of hard to control at times. Did it just loop back around to the start of the credits? I think it did. I'm going to let it go for another couple minutes just in case. I saw a blank spot and then it's text again, so I think it may have looped back. But yeah, that's one of the things that keeps me away from the God game genre is I like to have control over my units and not kind of let them run off their own AI, because sometimes they make really bad decisions. Anyone who's played From Dust will testify to the sometimes they pick bad paths or want to walk around the edge of active volcanoes for some reason. Take the scenic route. It's more fun, they said. It's more burny, too. I think my voice is actually getting a little, I've been talking a lot. I'm a shy person. I'm not used to talking this much. I should keep a glass of water nearby. Either the credits have looped around or these are some of the longest credits I've ever seen. I'm not sure which. I probably should have been paying closer attention to the credits so that I could tell. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's seven voiceover artists, and that's pretty good. I feel like I saw Alistar pop up earlier. Quality assurance. QA is one of those acronyms that can be used for a lot of things. Quality assurance or question and answer. Am I going to have to start just playing elevator music? Because I'm running out of stuff to say. Do, 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 do. I'm really glad I muted that. Somebody just started calling me on Skype, and I was like, oh crap. Yeah. I mute sounds now out external programs because that could be an issue. These are some very... Oh, I forgot they did actually have a Populous screensaver. Oh, I miss having custom screensavers. It was a beautiful screensaver. All the tribes would be on your screen, and they would, using the AI, just fight it out on your desktop. And eventually Armageddon would cast, and it was a beautiful screensaver. There was a whole desktop theme based off of it, but I Haven't been able to get things like that to work ever. I mean, it was designed for Windows 98 and Windows XP at best. I spent a lot of time just watching that screensaver go by. And okay, the credits didn't loop. That was the... No? Okay, they did loop. Okay. I'm gonna hit the button now. Oh. Well, gotta love that. Okay, well, that's the, that screen has had a mild glitch, but that's beautiful to watch. But this has been Populous the Beginning. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next game.